Hello, guys. I'm getting an early jump on that Leo moon that's coming up. It is full. It is in a powerful part of the sky at 24 degrees of Leo, where we have the front paw of the lion, a star called Subra, for generosity, confidence, courage, and getting things done with the talents you have. We have another powerful element called the asteroid Praamzius, which to do with fated and destined events, all perfectly conjunct this lunation. It's very powerful as well to see the Sabian symbol, a large camel crossing the desert, which kind of speaks to where in our life we can be perseverant, self-reliant, and enduring in getting things done with our own water on our back, so to speak. So there's a lot of love, love, love about this lunation on February the 12th, 2025, and how you can harness this incredible energy. There's a bit of support from lucky Jupiter now direct, and there's also an incredible T-square to Uranus on fixed star Algol, which can be a well star, or with Uranus Algol, some unexpected intensity in the world. But your own life isn't a world event. Your own life is your own breakthroughs that Uranus can bring you. When Uranus isn't busy like throwing us the tower card of unexpected developments and shock and awe, he's also the archetypal energy of the pineal gland, the third eye, insight, aha, and breakthrough or break free energy. Rebellion is included there as well. So we'll be feeling this most intensely as we approach that February 12th timeframe. And every single moon, full or new, isn't a story about just simply the day of the moon. It's a story of a 6-month window of time. And in that regard, you can go back 6 months earlier to the new moon where you planted a seed for the full moon to ripen. But as we look at the shorter arc of any lunation, probably in the first 2 to 3 weeks after the moon, full or new, you get to see the lay of the land and what it's really about. In the world section, which will be very brief today, I'm on the road, I'm busy traveling. I'll just cover a general theme of why this might be very important for President Donald Trump, because he is a Leo rising at 29 degrees. And he has his Mars at 26 degrees of Leo. And this makes his Mars and his ascendant extremely activated. Don't forget, not just the day of the moon, but over the 6 weeks, months that follow. And with that square to Uranus, which was activated by Mars on July the 15th, exactly led to the bullet that clipped his ear. This is not necessarily a positive development for Donald Trump, and it could indicate some challenges for him as well, maybe to his health, maybe to his safety. Just a general thought. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothy, and I just crossed on my vacation to Mexico and United States, the 100,000 subscriber mark. And to all of you guys who supported me to get here and cheered me on and told me not to give up, I am so, so grateful that I kept going. It has been a channel I launched as an astrology channel in 2019, somewhere in the middle of that year. And it's been growing quickly lately. And I'm so, so grateful. Thank you. I'm going to have a big party, a celebration party. So if you want to come to that, I'll be announcing it on my community page here and on my emails, newsletters, and I'm going to be giving prizes away to thank everybody who took this journey with me, including my Cosmic Moonshine subscribers news list, where I have 12,000 subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, you get a weekly forecast from me, and you get perks and discounts and prizes and early bird discounts and things you won't get if you are not on that email list. Or join me on Substack, where I'm writing all about Pluto on the Pluto Chronicles. And I've extended my 2025 All Signs bundle to February 14th, or the individual signs. It's in the description box below at 25% off. That's your individual reading for 2025 based on your sun, moon, or rising. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk about the moon. Now, first of all, I'll show you the sky, and we'll get into the picture. I got some really weird lighting in this hotel room. I'm jammed up against a window at the side of the cool bed. But I'm going to share this amazing Stonehurst place with you guys. Stonehurst Place, bed and breakfast. Talk about a beautiful old home in Midtown Atlanta. And I'll probably put up a mini video of it. Or maybe if I can, at the end of this video, I'll walk around with my laptop. If you want to see one of the most incredible bed and breakfasts I've ever managed to book, with amazing breakfast and a sweet owner, Jason, and his wife, Chris. So lovely here at Stonehurst Place. And no, I'm not getting any money to endorse this. Okay, so let's talk about the energy of the sign of Leo. And I'm a Western tropical zodiac astrologer, whole sign houses, fixed stars, minor asteroids, my cup of tea. Try subscribing. And if you don't know how to cast your chart in whole sign houses, under the more button in my video, I have a free tutorial on how to do that. I have a lot of freebies below under the more button. Leo, the lion, the king, the ruler. In the ancient world, Leo was the king. It represented the king. And in modern day, we, other than King Charles, for example, we really don't do kings, but we do presidents and prime ministers, and that's the same vibe, right? And so the energy for prime ministers and presidents around the world is being highly activated. But for Donald Trump, it's even more so because as a Leo rising, it's hitting him very personally. And there's something about Leo the lion at the highest level. It's about the heart, courage, and the big-hearted and performative nature of Leo. Leo often represents celebrities who like to perform. And so there's a lot about shining a big flashlight there. And there's a couple of cool elements for leaders and celebrities that are shocking, surprising, and erratic because of Uranus. It looks like there's going to be a shakeup or some unexpected developments coming through the sky. So here's, for example, what the heavens look like on February 12th. Some of you may have watched my Icarus Rebecca asteroid video. It was an intro to the week ahead video just recently, because asteroid Icarus has been traveling with the sun, and Icarus is things that fall from the sky because the wings melt. Unfortunately, a helicopter and a plane fell from the sky, and then another plane, a medevac Learjet, fell from the sky. And so this kind of story is what happens when Icarus gets close to the sun. You know, something falls from the sky. Same kind of energy was playing out when the president of Iran fell from a helicopter crash on a foggy mountain and died in May of 2024. A lot of people don't suspect that was not an accident. But anyway, it is exactly something falling from the sky. In this case, a world leader falling from the sky. In this case, the recent falling from the sky is planes and jets. So if you go watch the video I did, the asteroid Rebecca was on Uranus, shock and awe, the sky god. The asteroid Rebecca was square Mars on Chiron, the mentor of warriors, and she's a helicopter pilot in the warrior mode in the military venue. You know, she's in the military, who was driving the helicopter that crashed into the plane. And so I haven't followed up. I'm on vacation. It's February the 5th. I'm not sure exactly what happened after that, if there's been any more investigations, other than I know that air traffic control gave the helicopter pilot visual separation twice, and she and her other people on the helicopter seemed to fail to see that there was a jet they were going to crash into, and they perpendicular to each other. And also you can see that Neptune's involved in this in my little video I did. And Neptune means conspiracy theories or confusion or a fog of uncertainty. So there's going to be a lot of this coming through the sky over the next 3 or 4 months, because activations of Neptune relative to the crash will happen. So there won't be an easy answer. There may be a huge amount of conspiracy around this event, just to say, but whatever. Now, moving into this particular lunation, here it is at 24 degrees. That rounds up to 25 in Sabian symbols. That simply means there's a large camel crossing the desert. You can make sense of the archetypal energy of a camel. The Sabian symbol is channeled by Elsie Wheeler. I suggest A Screen of Prophecy by Diana E. Roche is a really good book if you want to get into Sabians. And it's in my description box. All the books I love. And, you know, to me, it's simply, you know, a camel carries water on its back. And so it's a very resilient, self-reliant, enduring animal crafted for survival and in harsh conditions. And therefore, obviously, we can say from this moon, it will allow us to individually have forbearance, endurance, reliance, and resilience in the Leo part of our sky up to a month after this moon, but also 6 months. And that stands for Donald Trump's resilience and endurance as well. Now, you'll see up here that there is something called that's the star Subra, and this is the asteroid Praamzius. And I'm going to just read these to you. The star is of the constellation of Leo. It's associated with the lion's paw on the foreleg, so the front paw, but it used to be the mane. It used to be associated in the ancient world with the mane of the lion. Now look at Donald Trump. If anybody has a pompadour hair, or J.D. Vance, a beard, they're both Leo risings. They're working the angle of the lion. Never met a Leo who doesn't worry about their hair. If they lose their hair as a male, they're all facial haired out. So, and women always have great hair. Sometimes I'm rectifying a client's chart and they think they're a Leo, and I'm like, I look at their face on the Zoom call or their hair in particular, and go, you are not a Leo. Not the way your hair isn't a feature of your whole identity. Sounds crazy, but your ascendant is literally your character in the game of life, your avatar. So we can say here that strength, confidence, pride, I'm reading to you, strength, confidence, pride, and generosity. Change making is one of the meanings. So we want to make change with stride, strength and confidence and pride and generosity. And the star delineation says one of life's contributors can stretch their talents as far as they can go. Now, in your own life, you can stretch your talents as far as they can go relative to the Leo part of your sky, which we'll be getting into when we get to the all signs part. And then you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? So hang in for that. But for Donald Trump, this is on his ascendant. Let's keep it all in mind. Now, we also have the asteroid Praamzius, okay? So we're going to talk about Praamzius next. Now, this is one of these minor asteroids. I don't use all of the asteroids, but my software gives me quite a few. And if I navigated away from the picture while I was talking, that's because the software does that while I'm on these things. This is called Praamzius. Okay, it's probably a trans-Neptunian, but its number is 420356. 420356. It's conjunct the moon. It's a Lithuanian deity. I had a Lithuanian roommate in university, Lily. She was wonderful. What a party girl she was. A Lithuanian deity. Praamzius is the omnipotent ruler of time, the inescapable fate. His decisions were written in stone, and all creatures had to obey him. So we're seeing this archetype of like the spinners of fate, right? The Morai. It's like there's something about this that indicates fated circumstances that are hardwired, inevitable, and cannot be avoided. Searching for universal laws to draw upon in decision making and becoming aware of those events that are fated. So I'll probably call this video something like fated events, mind-blowing fated events or something, because if you're honest, it's going to be shocking or surprising. So let me give an example. Like imagine you were an Aquarius rising and fated events and completions of fullness moon in the house of marriage and significant relationships could indicate completions or endings that are fated. For Donald Trump, fated events are happening to him with Uranus in his career house. Oh my God, on his midheaven. So these are fated shakeups and changes in the career of Donald Trump of some sort coming off that lunation. And the moon is reflecting the light of hidden enemies. So open enemies, the seventh house. See, that's his first house. Aquarius is the seventh. The light of the moon reflects the moon light is full, reflecting the light of a sun with Mercury news stories and Icarus falling from the sky. The last thing I want to see is a president of the United States falling from the sky. But I mean, not kidding you, it can look like that in Donald Trump's chart. Is it metaphorical, like he has a health challenge? Is it literal? If it's literally falls from the sky, believe me, it's going to be like a JFK file all over again. So many things to think about here about what this may portend. A lot of astrologers kind of jokingly say for Donald Trump, it's the Ides of March. And in my astrology, I don't call it that because it kind of has rough territory through to April. But I would say that something is really dicey for him and his physical well-being in that window of time. That's all I can say about it, because it's going back to the near miss of July on his year, which I did predict, which was wonderful. My channel boosted really high on that video where I said a week or two before the assassination attempt that he would be under that kind of stress. I said anywhere near July 15th. And that's astrology. It's just pattern recognition of what's possible. And a similar pattern is emerging March, April for him to be careful and be safe. And I'm not Democratic or Republican. Please remember, I'm Canadian and I'm just doing the astrology. And I'm not tired of telling you guys that. Now, I'm going to stop the share. We're going to do your sign. When we do your sign, I want you to think about the fact that I'm going to focus on Leo. Leo is one of 12 houses in your chart, right? One of 12 pieces of real estate. There's a little fireplace back there. And so you have meanings to that house, right? So if you are like a Cancer rising, Leo is your second house of money and earning. So that's how we do this. And people can listen for the sun, which is your career purpose. And we pretend the sun is the rising place, or your moon, which is your home and your emotional content of your life. And we pretend the moon is in the rising place, as if the moon sign is the first house. And then, of course, your rising sign is everything about you. It is your character, the avatar. The sun is the game player. The ascendant is the avatar. The ascendant isn't your soul. It's the meat body suit, the thing that you're in. It's like the character you're playing in this constellated reality simulation. Whatever it really is. It's probably not base reality. I'll give you that much. I don't know what it is. Oh, there's more light. Probably had my laptop light on all this time. So let's go ahead. let's do the signs. Not a long video because I have to check out of this room. And so I've got a time limit here on getting this thing out to you guys. On February 5th, it's being recorded. It's probably coming out on Friday, the 7th, but I might get it out on my Thursday if my sister can turn it around quick enough. She's my time stamper. Thank you. And again, thanks you. Wow, 100,000 subscribers. I guess I get a YouTube plaque. Oh, I better check that they have my right address. All right, let's go ahead and do each separate sign. And this video should be no longer than an hour front to end. So let's see if I can pull that off. And we're not starting with Aquarius. We are going to start, of course. And I'll do an update video on this. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I want to tell you that every full moon, again, takes a cue from the seed that was planted on the new moon. So it's important to remember that you did plant a seed on the date of the new moon, which is August the 4th, 2024. So you could say the month of August, you kind of planted a new seed for something in the Leo part of your sky. And then this will be fulfilling, completing, or bearing its fruit in the 6 months that follow the full moon. So I'll keep reminding you of that pattern as we do each separate sign. A lot of people jump to the timestamps or the chapters. Timestamps pinned to the comments. Chapters are clicking the headline of the video, and you'll get separate chapters to jump to your sign. Some of you complain about my ads. It's YouTube default ads. This is also how I make a living. If you don't like ads, you can jump to your sign, maybe get only one ad. If you don't like ads, you can also join my Patreon community that gets every single video early access ad-free. Now, let's get rolling. Aquarius. Oh, I don't want to do Aquarius. And there's a reason. I have a logic to my math madness. All right, Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. If you're an Aries, you're experiencing a beautiful flow from the house of good fortune. This is a lucky moon for you. There's no two ways about it. Don't worry so much about it. Uranus, it could be a shocking surprise around your finances, and it could be positive because there is wealth on Algol where Uranus is sitting. And this is a house of luck, money luck, good fortune, speculation, winning, gambling, and a full completion. Now, with the seed planted back in August, you might have planted a seed for some fortune in your 5th house. Is it entrepreneurial fortune? Is it creative project fortune? Is it romantic and sexual fortune? Anything is possible. We do want to note, though, that fated circumstances are happening with shocking and surprising matters with money and with romance, and maybe regarding your relationship to one of your children. With the full moon here and Uranus bringing shock and awe, if you're trying to conceive a child, you may have a surprising conception, or you're not planning and you're surprised that you are pregnant. Praamzius is about fated events, but Subra is about courage, confidence, and generosity, and using your talents with that energy to the maximum. And I'm like, okay, that's your writing, your creativity. Well, not your writing per se. It's all your creative projects, your muse-inspired part of your life is going to be blooming here over the next few months. And look for fated lucky breaks with finances, basically. You're reflecting all the energy up in your 11th house. You've got a lot of support on this moon from Jupiter, so it's really great for lucky breaks with online social media and writing projects in a broad sextile to this lunation. So I count that because in India, they just say he's applying towards the house or the sign. So you get some Jupiter juice saying writing projects, travel, creativity, teaching and learning things are also very lucky for you financially and or creatively in the next 6 months from the February 12th lunation, from seeds you planted in August around the 5th. And go back to August, what were you doing in your creativity, your children, your romance? And this is a fulfillment and maybe a completion. Sometimes moons can bring fated endings. So particularly to sexual romantic activity, that could be one thing, or to creative projects you're going to finish up, complete, and put to rest, that kind of story. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. A full light, a full moon, lovely endurance and resilience here with the camel regarding matters to do with your home life. The Sabian symbol of the camel, large camel crossing the desert. So your enduring, resilient nature is alive and well when it comes to relationships with those you live with, your domestic, private life. Matters of the 4th house can also be about real estate property, like literally purchase, buy, sell, rent. And so there's a lot of that going on, fulfillment. Look back to August, what was going on regarding home matters, because it's back again for fulfilling or completing energetics. Now, If fulfillment happens, it's fated energies around completions on land, property, real estate. That includes mortgages, buying and selling as well. You also might note that you can consider that a full moon here might be a full completion regarding a mother story. This is a house of the mother, with the moon as being mother energy. So you may complete or fulfill something regarding your mother in a positive way, probably. The shocking, surprising energy here. And Subra with generosity, magnanimous, courage, confidence, and using your talents, using the talents you were born with from your family of origin. Good signal from this moon. And how would you use it? Well, first of all, I mean, of course, the moon reflects the light of your career, and you've got Icarus falling from the sky. A lot of you might be burning out, and you might have some good news or changes that surprise you. A surprising change in the career story. Why? Because Uranus is activated here through your sign. So an unexpected jolting surprise in the career space, but it's probably going to be positive. Jupiter supports this lunation and also the career space in a wedge formation. So positive, unexpected changes in career. You don't always get what you need, what you want. You get what you need with Jupiter, and he's going direct now to June 9th. So this moon can last for 6 months. Remember that. You planted a seed here. Remember that in August. So you're going to fulfill something. And it may be about your home life vis-a-vis your career. It may connect to unexpected surprises. Jupiter is in your money, earnings, and resources, most often from career. It could be an unexpected raise, promotion, a lateral move, but it's better for you, a new job because one comes your way and you find one and you're like, I'm out of here. I'm going to try something new. The Icarus thing makes me think in the past you were feeling like your wings were melting in the workplace or the career space. Maybe you were flying too high to the boss and you singed your wings. Maybe you don't really like the work you're doing. Pluto is going to transform your career anyway over the next 19 years. Get ready, set, go. I mean, seriously, if you're a Taurus, you need to talk to all of the people who live through this story of career change and transformation, who are Aries rising, especially. They'll give you the lay of the land. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. We have a moon. This moon is full. This moon is in Leo. This is your heart, your courage, your bold dynamism, your forepaw. What do you want to paw? Like a cat, in the house of writing, in the house of communications and social media and websites and teaching and learning. And it's a fulfillment of a seed planted in the month of August. And you're looking at fated circumstances and events unfolding with generosity, large confidence and generosity and strength with that star Subra here. And we also remember that Subra allows us to use our talents to the maximum. And so, of course, what talents do you have? Third house would be writing, communicating, marketing, selling talents that you can use to a new maximum, with fated circumstances arising with unexpected and surprising jolts from the 12th house. Well, the 12th house where Uranus sits has so many meanings. It could be unexpected, surprising travel opportunities to far off distant shores. For both the 3rd house, the 9th house, and the 12th house are travel houses. They're also Dharma houses, looking at the deeper meaning of your life, looking at the purpose of your life, the alignment of your goals with your true self. And that's very important for you right now. Some of you may go back to school on this full moon. Were you thinking of learning, studying some kind of course, or going back to a higher educational setting even, or even just skills-based learning? Have you been pondering that since August? And now this could fulfill that mandate. So I would just, Gemini progressed sun, I really want to go back to school. I want to go back to creative writing. So either film school or, MFA in creative writing. So we'll see what happens with that. You can also notice here that Uranus in the 12th house could be a shocking, surprising developments regarding matters of revenue generated from foreign places and far off shores. So that's a possibility as well. And that's because, international borderless income and revenue can be derived off the 12th house. And so some of you may find that sudden shoot ups of your revenue from online stuff is what we're looking at here. I would hope that would happen for me. Fulfillment, harvest, reaping the rewards of stuff you planted in August. So keep that in mind if you're a social media beast. Jupiter, he's blessing you, bringing you luck, bringing you protection, bringing you you don't always get what you want, but you get what you need, truth and wisdom in all things. And, you got to pay attention because you've got the wisdom truth guy in your court. And he's in direct motion, flowing to that moon, saying, I've got this moon, I'm helping this moon to fulfill good things in the third house over the next while. And again, completions of things as well that are necessary. Finish that writing project, close down that website, finish that course you're studying, but also fulfillment can happen, fulfilled by doing those things. Now, just for a sec, there's air conditioning on in here and I'm getting goosebumps. I'll be right back. I'm back. I have a little scarf here. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, right? So we've been warm, like 21, 23 degrees, which is crazy if you ask me. But the auto AC went on in this unit. I don't know how to actually turn it off. Anyway, back to you guys. Ooh, I just did the Biden whisper. Oh no, it's not a good sign. All right. Are we back in? Yes. Okay, we're moving on. So get that glow up going, guys, fellow Geminis. Just progress Gemini sun. Don't listen to your progressions as a primary forecast. Listen to your natal positions, but you can progress your sun a degree a year from birth and see what sign it is in now. All right, we're going to go with the old Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising folk, good old cardinal signs. You're dealing with that Mars transit. Lots of work going on for you to make major decisions about your life, right? Through to mid-April with Mars moving through Cancer. Good luck with that. But on the back end of the story of the moon, it's about money. It's all about the money. What seeds did you plant for your financial well-being, resources, and havingness back in August of 2024? August was the new moon energy, and now you're completing something and fulfilling it. Because we have a star of destiny and fate here, a lot of the changes are destined and fated. And we also know that we have the energy of the camel, so you're endurant, resilient, you carry the money water on your back, you can get through the lean times is what it means. And so look for this kind of financial protective, carrying your money carefully, saving for a rainy day, maybe with the camel here for you guys. Having the fated Praamzius here, but also using your talents to the maximum for, with courage and strength and confidence. And the talents of the second house this is the house of one's speech or voice. And when we think of voice or vocation or speech, I don't want you to consider it to be only like literal. The Latin word for our vocation, our calling is vocare, which means, I don't know if I pronounced it right, which is voice. And so they're one and the same. When you find your voice, you find your calling. You know what I'm saying? So, how can you really use your natural talents and gifts to the maximum in order to find your calling and voice in order to make money? Some of you Cancers are probably considering this as a question, given you got Chiron in your 10th house since 2019, asking you to find your true purpose, the key to purpose in your career. So the moon also will fulfill something. So you maybe have been thinking about this for a few months since August, about this move towards some kind of deeper natural abilities and talents being used for your financial wellness. And of course, second house is things you put in your mouth and ingest. So you may be making some food style changes. That's always a possibility as well. Completing one food style, finishing your vegan run and going for, carnivore next, or making some changes to your dietary habits. Jupiter in the 12th house helps you get rid of addictions and self-undoing as well. So that's a really good thing this moon can help fulfill as you might want to get rid of something that's not good for you. Shock and awe, surprise, and erratic energy happening in your 11th house of good spirit, where windfalls do happen, but also elder sibling is one above you, friends, allies, and benefactors, long-range dreams and goals, and the gains of your career. All of those energies have a bit of an erratic surprise, jack in the box to them coming through the sky. And Uranus is like, okay, you can't predict with him, but there's some sky god surprises coming through like a lightning bolt off this moon. And it's on a wealth star. So it could include some kind of wealth up here, but it would be from an ally, benefactor, sibling one older, or a sudden surge of career money. And of course, we're reflecting the light of the sun in your 8th house of chunky money. So it doesn't have to be earnings. You may get a chunk of money coming at you, a bonus payment or some kind of career severance package or some kind of sign-on bonus or something like that. It definitely activates the money houses and the work houses and the work and money houses. Those are where the changes are happening. And if you look back to August, you still had Uranus in the 11th house, but not on Algol, not on the wealth star. So it's not quite the same, right? Not quite the same, but it is exciting. if you're looking for a jolt of financial change in your life, and maybe that change comes through unexpected sources. And because kind of a windfalls, pennies from heavens, dreams come true, Uranus placement, it may be very, very exciting for you, a very positive little jolt. Now, the moon is on February 12th, and there's fated increases. Remember that. So there's a big spotlight on your money. And you might pay attention to February 12th to the 15th to see what's going on. But just know, well, 12th to the 13th, but just know that this will lean into the month afterwards and even further the 6 months that follow. Jupiter is very supportive for chunky money from international sources as well in this kind of story, as he's flowing to your 8th house, and increase of earnings from international revenue sources as well, coming off of this lunation. So keep it up. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. It looks to me like you are all brightly lit up. You got a camel of endurance on the Sabian symbol for resilience and keeping your water on your back. And so you can get through anything that's difficult. You have all the resources with you. They love that Subra, courage, generosity, the paw of the lion. Don't forget, you and Donald Trump have the same energy. You know, it is what you want to, a lion's paw, reach for, right? And so what do you want to reach for here that has with it generosity, courage, and strength, that you can use your talents to the maximum by so doing. Of course, a lion's paw swats people as well, and you may be swatting away what you don't want. You got the fated circumstances here, destined, Praamzius, the Lithuanian deity. You have no choice with that asteroid. Explained it in the beginning, but to go with the idea that you are riding a fate wave. You are riding a fated roller coaster of some kind here as a result of this moon. You may have planted a seed in the first house of Leo, sun, your career, moon, your home, Leo rising, anything about your life. You might have planted some seeds here about those matters, like a Leo moon. My son was thinking of moving his home and buying another home in August. It didn't work out. The seed was planted. I could see my Leo moon sun could fulfill the seed, right, over the course of the next 6 months, or even 4 weeks after the moon. What did seeds were you planting to do with Leo moon, your home, Leo sun, your career, Leo rising, anything about your life, about your significant marriage relationships, your home? Because from the rising vantage point, you see all of these signs and you make decisions, all right, on all of the houses. We have unexpected shock and awe in the career space or reputation, your social standing. And we also have, of course, a T-square to your marriage house and audience, marketplace, clients, and business partners. There's a little bit of a disruption, but you're feeling fulfilled. You're feeling full. You're feeling that this is exactly what you planted a seed for. Don't get too worried about the seed. The seed is doing its thing. It's becoming an oak tree or something, and it's faded. So there, wings falling from the sky in the 7th house, sun, maybe your clients' wings are melting. Maybe your time with clients is melting your wings. Maybe your husband or wife is having some kind of difficulty. I would say there's going to be some news, though. Mercury involved across the ways. What kind of news is going to pop through the cycle that kind of surprises you? It could be exhilarating. Algol is a wealth star where Uranus is, bringing you some unexpected wealth that could show up as well through career matters, or just unexpected surprising changes, but you planted the seed for it regarding the career path that you are on. Jupiter gives you great support from the 11th house of good spirit, which is his own windfalls place, but also the actualization of some of your long-range dreams, goals, and wishes beginning to emerge in the 3 weeks after this moon or so, and up to 6 months later. And favors from friends in high places or a sibling, one older than you, supporting the fulfillment of this lunation. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. So what we have for you is we have a moon that is full in a very dark place for you. No one can really see very well, just so you know. I'm going back a day, so the moon will be where it's supposed to be. It's like, it's the back seat of your car. It's the trunk of your car. It's the 12th house. You're not seeing clearly what's going on back here. It's your unconscious, your Akashic records, your past lives, your self-undoing, your self-sabotage, your ancestral patterns, your isolation chambers. It's a place where you go, an ashram, your bedroom. You want to be alone. You want your bed pleasures, your downtime, your isolation and solitude. Okay. What this moon is fulfilling is something in that weird part of your sky that you planted in August as a seed. Now, because self-undoing and addictions come off of the 12th house, as well as ancestral patterns, you could very well be looking at a big spotlight there. So you can clearly see how you're your own worst enemy and you can cure the problem. And you may have been looking at that problem and planting the seeds to figure it out since August. Now, new moon in August. Fated circumstances are occurring, but you have strength, courage, confidence, resilience, and endurance from the camel carrying the water on her back. You got this one. You do. And I think the surprises, though, in the 9th house are amazing because Uranus up there, it's a luck house. It's a Lakshmi house. You could have unexpected, surprising fortune or luck coming from a father figure in Indian astrology, 9th house, from something to do with your dharma, a path that you want to go, higher education, long-term travel. And the moon is in the house of long distance, faraway shores. Uranus is shocking surprises in the house of foreign lands. All said and done, some of you Virgos will have an unexpected surprising development on visas, passports, foreign shores, foreign lands, and opportunity and surprise. And Jupiter protects this lunation in a whole sign sextile from the 10th house, indicating positive support for developments that improve your career success through things you're doing to work on yourself, in the back room of your life, quiet alone time, introspection, releasing addictions, etc. Improves your career off of this moon over the course of the next 6 months. All of this light over here where your wings melting at work, this is the work colleagues, co-worker space. Jupiter, a lot of communication, a lot of talk, a lot of negotiation, melting wings, Sun, Pluto. It can be a situation where this moon opens up an opportunity for a renegotiation of the terms of your work in a way that is better for you. Also can be some surprises in the workplace, especially if you felt for some reason, again, your wings were melting and you were going to fall from the sky. Maybe work got too hard or something like that, or it's not your cup of tea and you're making some destined changes, fated circumstances shifting as the sun is looking across the way at good old Praamzius for fated destined change. And if you make work changes, Jupiter is direct through to February 4th through to June 9th, and you have lucky, blessed changes in the work. Okay, no two ways about it. Sorry about that. We're going on to hours. There we go. Next sign. I want to get this done before they kick me out of this room. Check out. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. So full light, full moon in your 11th house of good spirit. Not too shabby. A full light here with destined circumstances, resilience and endurance of the camel crossing the desert can indicate your long-range dreams, goals, and plans for your life are resilient, lasting, and enduring, that you can fulfill them with the light of the moon, that destined circumstances allow for their fulfillment. Now, this is a career gains house, and if some of your dreams are to make more money or to gain more career success, this is excellent for you. You can fulfill those dreams. Mars is making executive commanding decisions about your career and work and reputation. After February 23rd, he's ready to get in action and enact decisions you've been pondering since December 6th regarding career. Some of you will quit your job, change your career. Some of you will amplify your passion for the work you're already doing. With this moon, you also might notice there's shock and awe, Uranus, chunky money, unexpected money, sign-on bonuses, severance packages, commission checks, ka-ching, tax rebates, unexpected increase from inheritances. I don't know what it is, but there's this kind of unexpected chunky money Uranus activation, right? Connected to this moon. Don't look for everything to happen on the 12th. Give it at least a month after the moon. Give it even up to 6 months after the moon. You planted a seed in the 11th house back in August. What seed did you want to fulfill in your hopes, dreams, wishes, career gains? Good spirit is also about some sense of moving in alignment with your deepest wishes for your life. It's also groups of belonging, friendship circles, and groups that you can command. You know what I mean? Like your influence over groups of people, as well as friendship network circles. It's a fulfillment there. A celebrity can come out of the 11th house. I've seen celebrity come out of the 5th and the 11th in real-time clients' charts. So a full moon up here could bring destined, fated activation of more fame or celebrity or micro-celebrity in your life, if that's a part of something that you're up to. Jupiter supports this lunation. Jupiter supports this lunation from the 9th house of God. You're in alignment with Dharma, particularly awesome for anyone who's in the book publishing industry, especially if you are publishing a book. or you have a major podcast publication that's serialized. This is Jupiter saying, you got this. We're going to increase your success here, and your celebrity and your influence are going to increase with it. Also really good for ideas around career in foreign lands, career and visas, career and distant shores, career and pilgrimages. And over the 6 months that follow, some of those words will make sense to some of you. And if you're looking for a new job, you might get a new job with a foreign shore international company. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to move. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. Alrighty, like full moon, full light, shining in your career. What seed did you plant in your work and career space? Retired, what do you do in the world that everyone notices you doing? What are you doing that people see you doing? So career, social standing, reputation, fulfillment, completion, light. You planted a seed for this in August. Now you have fated, destined change connected to the use of your talents and abilities, strength and courage, and ambition and power, all that good star Subra on the paw of the lion. What do you want to reach for in your career? Like a lion with a paw grabbing what it wants. Maybe it's a bit of food. And how can you achieve that in the sky? Well, first of all, Jupiter says, I'll support you to get more money. And it could be inheritance money because this is the house of the father. I will have to say that. But it could also be money that you get through increases of chunks of money in your career. So not the wage or salary, but maybe a commission, a sign-on bonus, all that kind of stuff. But money increases as a result of this, and your reputation might change because of it. Suddenly everyone knows you got more money than you used to have. But Uranus is in your and royalty income, derivative income, ad income, that's all money that can come off the 8th house. But you have Uranus in the house of significant others, and there's a shock and awe element of surprise on this moon connected to a shocking, surprising change vis-a-vis career and home matters. Home, career, home. Those are the things I want you to think about. What is trying to change here in surprising ways? And it may connect to your significant other and surprises in their life as well, if you have one. Otherwise, I could have a major career change because of a new customer or client that totally rocks your world and increases your money and changes your success, and up you go. Up you go. But because we have Icarus and we have commercial negotiator Mercury on the sun and power Pluto, and 7th house is matters of contractual agreement. You could have a new contractual agreement regarding your home, but it also allows for your work to be more successful. For example, you have to commute a long way to the office, and you find this lucky, unexpected opportunity to secure a home closer to where you work. I mean, just making something up. Okay, so those are ideas I have for you. Mars is traveling through your 9th house, by the way. Oh, I won't get into that story now. I'll save that for his direct motion. Okay, checkout's getting here, guys. I don't want to rush, but I've got to breathe through this timing before the maids walk in. It is Sagittarius. It is a full moon in your 9th house. This is flowing to you. It feels good. A Dharma house, and it's flowing at you, and it opens a trine to your sun, your career, your moon, your home and emotions, your rising sign, everything about you. And this energy allows for something to feel lucky, because lucky in 9th house, Lakshmi energy, wealth and luck. So a lucky vibe for Sagittarius is, and it could indicate luck in publishing, book publishing, sometimes guiding, mentoring, and teaching, or being taught, going back to school. Dharma, spiritual faith and belief are all highlighted. And you planted seeds in that 9th house, right? And foreign travel. You planted those seeds way back in August, and now you have fulfillment. You'll notice that the energy here is getting a jolt of surprise in the workhouse, and it's from Uranus. So you can't tell me what it is, because I don't know. That guy's all over the map. He's the jack in the box. When will it pop? So he's giving you a huge amount of support in a shocking, surprising way in the work environment connected to teaching, publishing, traveling. You may have an opportunity emerge, because Jupiter says opportunity and contract. And it could be involving international themes, foreign shores, again, publishing and book publishing, podcasting, writing and publishing as well. If your wings have been melting in the writing house, your wings are going to stop melting, thank you, to the sky. And this is wonderful. This is where you'll notice that Icarus is on the sun and the communications guy is down there. But I kind of feel that the lunation is fulfilling something. For example, you're writing a bunch of blog posts and they're going nowhere, and you're wondering why you're doing it. And then fulfillment is, no, write a book. Write something solid and enduring, that kind of thing. Something wants to shift in this regard. Jupiter and his position to this moon could mean work opportunities from distant shores or distant companies or international companies for some of you. Looks like you might be changing your work anyway, because we can see Uranus is here saying it's time to leave one kind of work and move to another. Be right back. I just need to get some. Okay, so back to the recording. A few signs left. Oh my God, the lighting is bad here. Uh-oh, what am I sharing? All right. Yes, I am sharing this. Yes, okay. So go for it, Sag. If I were you, I'd write a book. If I were you, I'd travel internationally. If I were you, I'd start teaching classes off of this moon or taking courses that you really want to take. All right, Capricorns, you guys, sun, moon, and rising, you guys have a big full moon shining brightly in your eighth house. This is the money that you have tucked away in your investments, your 401k, your RRSP in Canada, money that you've got for inheritances, and maybe money that you have through ad revenue or residual royalty income, taxes, tax rebates, mortgages, and banking. Money you share. You're a shareholder in a stock, shared resources with other people. It's not your earnings, that belongs to you. So that kind of chunky money, I call it, is sitting in your eighth house. And the full moon is putting a torchlight or a flashlight into it so you can take a look more closely at what's there, fulfill something. Did you plant a seed? I mean, a seed could be you bought a stock in August and it takes off now. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be literally like you had a seed of concern or a seed of need to investigate this money or look at it more clearly. And now the light is there for you to see it. I do think that fated circumstances with Subra is good. The camel on the Sabian symbol is obviously about, being resilient with your financial wellness here and maybe carrying your money on your back, so to speak, until you have enough for the lean times. I think that the asteroid about confidence, this is the asteroid Praamzius. I mean, that's the fated one, but the asteroid, so Praamzius is a fated asteroid, but the star Subra is the paw of the lion. So lion's paw reaching for something in the money house, but with confidence and strength and courage, and also the potential for your unique talents and gifts to be expressed here. Now that's occult stuff, guys. That's like, are you going to talk to dead people? Are you going to, throw some cards? Are you going to do scrying and divining? Are you going to douse? What are you going to do? Because you can study the Hermetic arts. You could definitely fulfill that. Some of you may go into a deeper investigation of the deep occult mysteries. Now, this is shared monies with a spouse, and there could be a flashlight there. If you have a partner, if you have a spouse or a long-term committed partner, you might be very much wanting to look together at your shared money and make some decisions about that coming off the moon. And of course, with Uranus, there's some surprises. It could be surprises around your money and a child, one of your children, surprises around money and romantic and love partnerships. There could be unexpected, shocking developments connected to karma. The eighth house is the house of the deepest karma. And the ruler of your eighth house is the house that shows you your deepest karma. Of course, the sun rules your eighth house, Capricorn. And it is the sun whose wings are melting that is involved in this eighth house story. So karmatic, shocking changes and surprises developing in terms of romantic sexual love, in terms of money luck, in terms of speculative gains, in terms of your children, maybe a grandchild on the way off of this that's fated and destined, south node in the ninth, destined grandchildren, shocking surprise, one of your kids is pregnant or their partner is pregnant. And of course, the sun is in your second house. It's money. It's all about the money. Your wings are melting on your earnings house. You've been feeling the melting wings here, and that's an indication of some duress or stress as you aren't able to reach for the sun. You're going to melt because you'll fall. Your wings are melting. What's going on? There may be with Mercury an opportunity, though. If you're entrepreneurial, you want to consult. If you don't want to, it's not like it's this fifth house brings you like consulting or freelancing or self-reliant income, using your natural talents and gifts. You might come across an opportunity coming off of this moon as well. So give it that. And think about these themes I've mentioned. Think about August. What were you doing then? How can you relate what I just told you to the month of August? Because you are seed planting in your eighth house of chunky money, occult mysteries. If a child's on the way, by the way, if one of your kids is going to tell you that they're having a grandchild coming for you, then this is going to be the reincarnation of somebody that was in your life. And maybe in this case, a mother figure up your family line. All right, on to the next story. I am one of you. I'm an Aquarius rising, sun and moon. Here's what we've got. We've got this big full moon in the marriage house, the audience, the clients in the marketplace. You planted seeds here in the month of August for a new moon, new beginning, fresh start. Now we have fated circumstances in the marriage and clients and audience and marketplace and business partner house with clarity, confidence, and courage. And there's a sense here that we have shock and awe. We got surprises connected to your home and domestic life, connected to those other people of the seventh house. Now, because seventh house can also be about contracts and leases, you got Mars in the house of rentals. Possibly there's a sudden surprising new rental opportunity coming your way, connected to your home or domicile, whether you're going to lease your property out as a person or be a tenant. That story is very possible off of the sky, and you will look for that to emerge in the next 1 month after February 12th lunation, or up to 6 months later. Now, there is a wealth star element, and it's happening in your fourth house, which is property, land, and real estate. So you may have some unexpected opportunity regarding land, property, and real estate that feels fortunate because Jupiter is in the luck god. Jupiter is in the house of good fortune, your fifth house. And he's direct motion, and he's looking at this moon. Lucky contracts, lucky agreements, lucky home matters with surprising elements to them. Now, some of you know how to do whole sign houses. You may have your IC in the fifth house, which represents your root and also where you live. And for you guys, there's definitely a nice little pop here of some surprising luck regarding domicile. But all said and done, you could also break free and break free and break through of something to do with limitations or restrictions vis-a-vis home and significant other, vis-a-vis home and contractual agreements. Wings are melting. Well, that's really behind you, right? Icarus was with the sun, like when the planes went down and stuff and crashed into the Potomac River. And I had the dream about a plane crashing over a river with athletes aboard. I talked about it in a video here about a month ago, and I don't remember which one, but it's out there. And I thought the plane landed safely on the river because in the dream I was safe. But of course, I'm in the dream. I guess I don't see myself dying in a crash. So unfortunately, that happened. That was while Icarus was with the sun, exactly. But behind you, as an Aquarius, where do you feel like you have been, like, your own wings are melting? You're getting close to the sun, which seems like a great ambition or goal, and it's about career usually, and yet it's too much. You're singeing, you're melting, you're falling from the sky. I went away for a week to Mexico, and now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm telling you, the vacation was like, oh yes, I can see more clearly that I work too hard. So, where are you? What part of your life feels like the wings are melting? Is it your health? Is it your body? Is it your work life? Just consider that, because the moon is fulfilling some bright light in the house of the audience, the marketplace, the contracts, the marriage, but it's also showing you what you need to see. Sometimes I think of a moon as a big reveal, a big, we hunt by the light of a full moon because we can see where we're going and we can know what we're aiming at. If we were hunter gatherers, we will go night hunting during a full moon. So what does the full moon show you about that audience relationship, client relationship, business partner relationship, marriage type relationship? And when you see it more clearly, what are you going to do about it in understanding that fated and destined immutable circumstances are playing out that you have no control over because of the asteroid Praamzius, the Lithuanian deity of fate and fated circumstances? Yeah. Okay. That's what I got for you. That's what I got for us. I'll be doing an update video on this closer to the moon because I'm sure world events will make it more interesting. But at this point, let's keep going. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is a big full moon in your sixth house, and you planted a seed here in August. And now it's fulfilling itself with a big light. It's about your work. It's about your health. It's about your dogs and cats and pets. And it's about tenancy and rental properties, whether you lease them as a landlord or rent them as a tenant. And these themes now have a big flashlight ongoing with a resilient camel. Where are you resilient in this area? Carrying the water you need for survival on your back. And how are you resilient, or how are you courageous and confident and boldly doing what you need with your natural talents and work? Thank you to the star Subra. And how are you able to as well understand that fated events are taking place in work, in health, with pets, with rentals, over which you have very little control? Thank you to the asteroid, the Praamzius, the Lithuanian deity of fate. Now, You'll notice that you have shock and surprise and unexpected developments in your third house coming off that. It could be connected to a sibling one younger than you. It could be connected to aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, and neighborhood. Sudden, surprising, shocking changes connected to work and neighborhood, siblings and work, online social media marketing and selling and websites, Uranus, and work and change and surprise and maybe some wealth. I also love you planted a seed here. So you should know something about this. You were thinking in August about what you wanted here to do with the online world and your work, for example, or the brick and mortar neighborhood job and your work. Wings are melting in the 12th house, self-undoing, self-sabotage, hospitals, health challenges, maybe. But you're past that. You're moving on past that right now. That's behind you. This is a good thing for a new job opportunity, but it might be connected to the online world, or it may be connected to revenue increasing from the online world. It could be connected to opportunities for a job opportunity in a foreign distant shore, far off land as well. Because you're sober-minded, realistic, and serious, because you've got Saturn in the North Node and Neptune cheering you on. You're expanding, growing, making your dreams real, and trying to find your sort of combination between magical, mystical, and fantastical and real. And that's a part of the story that all Pisces are embodying with that Neptune-Saturn combination. And eclipses are moving you forward in fated, destined ways as well. So you're all about sort of taking the fate ride or the destiny ride and going with the flow. Jupiter is supporting this moon from the fourth house, and this is back to rentals. So anyone wants to rent out a property, rent out a room in your home, rent out some place, or whatever. There's a kind of home and rental, home and work, bounty, prosperity, and abundance from work you do from home. Blessings in the work environment coming if you work from home. Any projects to do with work and home can be very fruitful and fortunate for you. Your health can improve from things you're doing in and from the home. And Jupiter in the fourth house can bring legacy wealth from family of origin. At sometimes he does that. So keep that in mind because of the sextile to Venus, which is to possess some money. You could get some money from mom or dad or up the line coming off of this sky as well. Just a heads up with the South Node spending 18 months in your marriage house. If you are in a significant long-term relationship, Pisces, you must understand that you're going to be challenged in the next 18 months to see if that relationship can deepen to more spiritual connection or if whether it needs to come to a close. And I only bring that up because Jupiter in the fourth house, is in a broad square to the node of fate in the seventh. And there's an indication that some of this may look like changes in the home that are good for you, but connected to releasing of relationships. So it's just for some of you, that may make some sense. Keep it in mind. All right. Maybe Jupiter trining the stellium in the 12th house sends you off to a new bounteous home in a distant land, but distant and separate from your spouse. You see what I mean? Now, that's a really weird story that I put in there, but it's also what I see. So I'm done. I'm finishing. I need to clean up myself and get out of this room. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry for the low light. It's a hotel room. I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. My normal recording schedule is Sunday, Monday, Thursday. It's changing in a week or so. Wednesdays is What in the World. Wednesdays is all about world astrology, only world astrology. And then I'll probably continue to do a Sunday drop, and I may change it to a Friday drop or whatever, but I do 3 videos a week. So you get a lot of content here. So please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for helping me boost over the 100,000 mark. Everyone who liked and subscribed already, thank you. And if you haven't, keep on clicking that subscribe button. I'm going to get out of this cold room. Bye, everybody.